after you die? How shall we discover what you and I shall experience 1 minute after we die? Actually, the only way we can do that is to take it on the basis of the authority of someone who actually was dead, not just near death, but was dead and was raised from the dead and is alive forevermore. His word is trustworthy. One day I was on a plane, and I like to witness to the person who's sitting next to me if I can open up the conversation. And there was a lady who belonged to a Protestant church, but a very liberal church. And she said, "There's one thing I could never possibly do, and that is to believe there is a hell." She says, "I absolutely know that there isn't a hell. That's impossible," she said. Now, when you're witnessing to someone like that, what you ought to do is to smile, because you want to be very, very kind. Kindness is important at a moment like that. And I said to her, "Now, lady," I said, first of all, before we begin to spread this around, I'd like to know how come you know that." And she says, "Well, it's my opinion." And I said, "Well, I thought that you were going to tell me that God revealed that to you, because how could you possibly know whether or not there was a hell? Such an ultimate question, unless in point of fact, the Almighty showed you it was so." Well, she said no, she had not received a revelation. That was an opinion. And then, continuing with my smile, I said, "Now, do you realize the difficult position you're putting me in? I mean, this is really hard. On the one hand, you're saying that there is no hell. On the other hand, Jesus Christ frequently spoke about hell. In fact, he spoke about hell more than he did about heaven. So do you see my problem? I'm going to have to choose between you and him." You see where this is going? And I said, "I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I'm going with Jesus. I'm going with Jesus." Tonight I have lots of material to cover. It's your responsibility to speak. I guess it's my responsibility to speak, come to think of it. It's your responsibility to listen, and I hope to God we end at the same time. Because at first we're going to talk about what happens 1 minute after unbelievers die, and then what happens 1 minute after believers die. That's the agenda for the next 35 or 40 minutes. In order for us to know what happens when unbelievers...
This book was first published in 1997. I've had it for I don't know how long, way too long. And I highly recommend people get a hold of it, like their life depends on it. No matter where you are in your thinking, in your life, this book is an absolute must have. To have at least once in your life properly given thought to what if the Bible is true, what if there is a heaven and a hell, and what if there is small print, fine print to that. One is a terrible place and the other place is amazing, fantastic, where you would, in your right mind, you would want to go there. The ultimate holiday destination. Forget the Bahamas, forget Hawaii, miss heaven. So make your decision today, but make it an informed one. Thanks for listening.